Greetings and welcome to my channel. Today's topic is about stopping yourself from going back to bad habits after a period of growth. We all work so hard to achieve that goal that we so desperately want to achieve that when we get there, we do not always think about the maintenance of the result of the goal. But it is so important to not go back to bad habits, especially after a period of growth. Otherwise, you might find yourself at square one again, or even worse off. It is important that we focus on maintenance and balance in our lives so that we do not digress and still keep moving forward. Then we need to think about moving further and achieving the next goal. It is imperative that you keep this motivation when leveling up in life. It is so easy to think that once you achieved your goal that you can lax. It really is a slippery slope. The saying that old habits die hard, this is true. The longer you have a habit, the more difficult it is to break. But do the opposite of the habit. Reward yourself for an opposite action towards the habit that is causing the unwanted behavior. It is important to indulge, but always set your boundaries and know your limits. Anything in excess is bad for you. Balance is key when finding a way to curb habits. Substitute it for something better that's healthier and reward yourself with a small piece of candy. This is basically just to get the reinforcement rolling and teaching your brain other behaviors. Bad habits are what makes us susceptible to imbalance and health and mental health conditions. If you stop yourself from doing the same thing over and over, your mind will stop expecting to do it over and over. It is about breaking a toxic cycle. You don't want to lose your progress, everything you worked hard for. Wouldn't you rather achieve more? Don't you just want to keep leveling up and getting better and better? Any level of growth is amazing and should always be celebrated. Old habits is just your old self who is trying to take control of your life. When you want to engage in a bad habit after a period of growth, ask yourself, is it worth it? Will it be good or bad for me? And will it help or hinder me? It is all about the decisions we face and the choices we make. It is going to make a difference if you do something that can hinder your progress. Will you digress after a period of growth? See, this is when we tend to end up worse off and in an even worse position than we were before we started our journey of growth. Growth is you leveling up in life and finding new ways to develop and deepen your understanding and perspectives. It is also important that we maintain the right mindset and state of mind. If you reach a goal in a negative way, you will digress. Goals and growth must always be done in the positive. There is no point in achieving a goal only to digress and then feel helpless and even give up on goals for life. Goals are what gives us our life's purpose, and we deepen our understanding as we grow and evolve. We were never meant to stay stuck in the same position, but never lose your motivation and keep your will strong. And remember, your desire to change must always remain higher than your desire to stay the same. Once we have grown, then we know how personal growth works. So even if you do digress, you can still take charge and you will still know what you need to do to make these changes. Making changes is getting rid of the junk and clutter in your life. It is like a psychological spring clean. And that is what you need to do, is clear things up and stay motivated to keep moving forward and never giving up. Sometimes we need to digress to evaluate how unhealthy our lifestyles are from a different perspective. Because the perspective changes before the habit, and then you realize that you don't want the habit anymore. It is all about changing your perspective and how you view and understand things. It is easier to stop yourself from going back to a negative cycle than it is to stop any negative cycle in general. Your mind will look for what's easiest and most convenient, that brings the most pleasure and avoids pain. This is just how the human subconsciousness works. We all look for pleasure, but we will discard pleasure if we can avoid pain. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that beautiful person. And please feel free to bring up a topic in the comment section and I'll make a video discussing it. Stay strong wherever you're from. See you next time.